Hello, everyone. My name is Beverly Knox Davis, and I thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the A Brighter Day podcast, where we are focusing on positive stories right here in the historic Hoskins community. Today, we have the esteemed pleasure of having Miss Monifa Drayford with us. Thank you so much for being with us today. You guys are really in for a treat. So make sure that you tune in on all of our platforms and click like and share. Leave some reviews and just help us to grow our audience to even bigger heights than where it is now. Thank you all again for joining, and we're going to jump right in. I am just super excited. Again, thank you.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here. So thank you.
Absolutely. So tell us about you. I think right now, we're starting to see you more on social media with some really great things. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But we just want to know you. Tell us about your family life and, how you got to this wonderful place called Charlotte, North Carolina, and some of your goals and aspirations and things that you're doing.
Sure. So again, I'm Mo Drayton. I am originally from Buffalo, New York, but I went to college in South Carolina. My dad is originally from South Carolina, so we grew up taking those long bus rides to South Carolina, long train van rides. We had a van. My dad is a pastor. I come from a really big family, and so. When I graduated from high school, and it was really interesting how I got here is because I grew up in the inner city and I wanted to see something else, but I didn't know what something else was. And so I decided to go to college because that was the only way I could figure out how do I get out of this environment. And so I ended up going to college in South Carolina State University, and had an incredible time. Had an incredible time there. Then after graduation, I came to Charlotte and came back to came here for graduate school at UNC Charlotte, and then started working for first Big Brothers Big Sisters. I was director of a program working with children whose parents were incarcerated. Then I started working in healthcare, and it kept me for 22 amazing years. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. That is quite the journey.
Yeah.
And what are you doing now? Where I know all of that led to what you
Yes,
do
yes.
now.
So I actually own a consulting company where we do strategic planning and leadership development. I absolutely love it. And aside from that, and I've been part of our company, we also do political strategy. We're a strategy company. So I've been a campaign manager for some of your favorite elected officials. And so this now is now my turn. So after I've never lost a race, and I keep saying this can't be the race my own. I can't lose my own race. So I'm also running to serve as your next county commissioner for District 2. So
There
I
it
am
is,
really
everybody.
excited. I'm so excited. I have been having a blast. It's different being a campaign manager versus being a candidate. It is very different.
It's like
So,
being in front of the camera and behind
yes,
it, right?
yes, it's been a very different experience, but I'm enjoying it. I'm especially enjoying meeting so many people.
Awesome. So we are excited to get to know you here in the Hoskins community. Of course, we're a part of District 2, and just really wanted to dive into some of what you believe and some of your views so that the people here can get to know you. I know a lot of folks have voted a particular way for forever. And, it's hard to get them to shift, especially if they don't know the candidate. So tell us what some of your views are, some of the things that you've encountered, and, what really drove you to wanting to make this move and be potentially the next county commissioner for District 2.
Absolutely. So, my goal is to build off of the legacy that has already established. I have, when I hear, when people say you're challenging, and I have so much respect for our current county commissioner. And so I hope to have the opportunity to build off of the legacy that has been created for this community. The reason that I've decided, it was a few things, a few reasons that I decided to go ahead and take this leap. Now, I've been working in community for since I've been here and since 2000. I've been working in community. And so it's been interesting because people say, well, how did you get so much support so soon? And I'm not a stranger. That's why
We knew each other, everybody.
I'm not a stranger to the work. I've just never been in the space where I needed the megaphone or, I just help and I go. I help and I go. And so I've done voter canvassing in this community. I've done just a lot of things throughout Charlotte. So the reason I decided to take this leap and kind of come from behind the camera, in front of the camera, is because I see a lot of things that need to be done. And so I have a 4-point plan. The number one, we need to really protect the historic communities. There is a lot of motion to develop, and development is good. Development is growth, and it helps to generate the economy and to really kind of push things forward. But at the same time, we have to find the fine balance. When we disrupt our historic communities and we don't hold on to what it really means, not only do we lose culture, but we disrupt opportunity for legacy wealth. So we definitely need to keep that. Secondly is just livability. How livable are our communities? We need sidewalks. We need access to food. These are basic things that we should have. How livable are our communities? Third is access. We need to have access to job opportunities. In the current community plan area plans that they have for District 2, there's an interest in bringing a lot of manufacturing and logistics. And we need to balance that out. We don't need a lot when we already have environmental hazards. But are there other opportunities that we can have in our community? Because we can do other things besides just blue collar. There are other opportunities that we would like to take part in as well. And so just that access.
If I could just
Please.
add to that, this area is huge with CSX. And, there are so many days that I may step out and it's like, oh my God, what is that smell? And I know it's coming from the railroad. And, just having those types of fumes and things like that in the air, and not really having anybody to truly fight for us to make sure that we are breathing clean air here in the historic Hoskins community. It would be really great to have someone to advocate for that and to make sure that when we do have those fumes in the air, that it's safe for everyone. It's not something that's going to, cause cancer later or some type of asthma or, there's a lot of seniors in this area. So, the topic has come up. So that would be something I know will be a question that may come up for you in speaking on this particular topic.
And you actually hit one of my favorite topics, which is healthcare. Again, I grew up in the healthcare industry. So, and as a child, I also was a chronic asthmatic. So, and I spent a lot of time in the hospital, just as a chronic asthmatic. So I'm passionate about that. So when we talk about, so let me kind of back up as well. So in our district, so we sit in between District 1 and District 5. And so in our District 2, we're nestled right in between both. Our life expectancy in our district is 67 years old. In District 5, which is your south area, is 78 years old.
Wow.
In the north, yes, in the north, District 1, their life expectancy is 73. So how do we have such a separate life expectancy just because of where we live? And so could it be the environment? Could it be the environmental hazards that we have? This community, our district, it looks exactly the same pretty much as the historic redlining from the 1920 and 1930s. And so we can't recreate problems. And so that is again why I'm running for office. I have to be a voice to protect our community and to also make sure that there's a balance in how we develop. And it's a balance to what we do.
Oh, those numbers are just shocking. I don't know about anyone else, but I want the same opportunity to live just as long as anybody else.
I just want to live.
Yeah, be able to breathe and have good health while I'm here. You know,
exactly.
Things,
I just want to be alive. That's it. I just want to be alive.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for bringing light to that, and then to advocate for those things that will change those numbers and make it, a lot more even across the board. So thank you for that. So I interrupted you.
Oh,
You're going with your 4 points.
Yep. So the fourth is just ensuring that our neighborhoods are active, engaged, and they have a voice in the process. Oftentimes things are being planned around us and
Yes.
without our input. And so we have to make sure that we are engaged, that we are at the table, and that we're making sure that our voices are heard, because nobody knows this. I don't know this community like you do. And so your voice is critical to how it looks in the future. So the current state is one thing, our future state is another. So the last part of the plan is just to make sure our neighborhoods are empowered, engaged, and a part of the process.
Wow, that's a mouthful in itself, and part of my other hat that I wear as
How many
the
hats do you
oh
wear?
my gosh, I have a whole closet full, y'all. But as the president for the Historic Hoskins Coalition Group, it's been close to 5 years now of just getting people together and working together, see something, say something,
Yeah.
taking better care of our communities. You probably saw the signs, come and watch the children, make sure you keep things clean. But it's been so challenging to make sure that first and foremost that everyone is educated, and to have the right information being filtered into the community. And then that way people get more engaged. They want to come together and talk. So we're finally there. We have some great people that come to our community meeting once a month and all share. One thing we still have to get better at, and not be afraid, is the whole see something, say something thing, because that's the only way. If you do not make the phone call to 911 or Crime Stoppers or whatever the case may be, then it doesn't exist. And you're so happy with your community and everything that is happening. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's not until we have, a bunch of shootings or, things aren't getting done that people get upset. And then when I have CMPD come to the meeting, they're like, there were no calls. There was nothing reported.
Yeah.
So we have to get to a better place of communicating and sharing and making sure the information is shared amongst us, and that action is put behind those conversations. So that would be refreshing for us, because we haven't had that in this particular area. And that's just being real.
And that's the thing, an idea is one thing, but the execution of the idea is another. And so just overall, I see, and not just in this district, but overall, I see a lot of programs and things like that. But how can we truly change the system? You are running an incredible program here. But do you have all the resources you need to expand it? Right, exactly. And so we see a lot of really incredible programs that are either not funded or underfunded. And so we really have to look strategically at, what is this organization doing? What is this group doing? What is this person doing? How can we provide them with the services they need? And then also follow up. There are organizations that receive millions of dollars, and there may be little accountability, and the people aren't being served. So we have to be very intentional about funding the right organizations, making sure it's executed, following up to make sure that we're meeting the mission and vision.
Absolutely. That topic has come up a lot around here, because A Brighter Day is it for the historic Hoskins area. And there have been others to come along the way and, make attempts. And then, as you stated, got a lot of funding, and then it wasn't completely executed the way that it was all laid out initially.
Right.
And here we are in the thick of it every day. Just yesterday,
Well, just today, while I was in the lobby, just today, someone knocked on the door and said, "Hey, are you giving any boxes?"
Yes.
And if I didn't know you, I'd have thought, well, that is staged. But but it just speaks. I know it's not. I know it's not. Yeah, I definitely know that.
my
And so
gosh.
it just speaks to the work that you're doing,
Absolutely.
and the need for the work.
Absolutely. And each family that comes here, they all have their unique situations. We're working with a young lady right now that was in an apartment fire, and she lost everything. But she was here yesterday. We served 181 families came through here yesterday.
Wow.
Cars wrapped around the block to just simply get food. Some of them getting out for the services that we provide here. And, she's one of them that truly does need us. But she also works for a company that has done an amazing job in helping 171 families that have been through A Brighter Day. And now she needs help. So to know that all of that happens right here. And that holistic approach that we have is really doing what we set out for it to do. But as you mentioned, it's the funding. We don't have enough funding to do what we need. I don't have the funding to have all of the right resources here. We talked about the mental health space and, connecting with a resource there. There's just so much more that we could offer here. But it just takes, having those right connections and building upon what it is that we've established. It's in our strategic plan, which is beautiful, by the way. Anybody that wants to see it, we will send you a copy. But it's just a matter of making sure that people like you know exactly what we're doing and can connect us with the right resources.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what else along the lines of, this journey that you are taking? I know it's going to be full of just a bunch of
fun. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time. I really am, because it's giving me a reason. Not that you need a reason, but it's given me the opportunity to come in and speak to so many people and hear from so many people. So I'm having fun.
So how did the tea go on yesterday?
It was really great. And so this is what was so interesting. So with the tea, it was just a drop in for people to, if they had questions, because some people may not know me. And, I wanted to be available and I wanted to be accessible. But I had told Sherry Waters, who owns the Pauline's Tea Bar, I said, I didn't even tell her that I was having it, because I really didn't think people were going to come. I thought, oh, it's raining, it's cold, I'll just grab a little, I'll set up, I'll do some remote work. Like, in my mind, I thought it was going to be like, I'll work remotely today. And I literally had people coming in rotation from 11 to a little bit after 1. Wow. And I didn't even get up to get a drink of water. I had my cup of tea with me, but yeah, it was amazing. And Elliot Royal, she talked about the food center that she's developing. And then Tiffany, who is a subject matter expert, she came to the table and shared her perspective. She's a subject matter expert in environmental, and she talked about her work. And then Rodney McGill, he talked about what he was doing. It was just 3 hours of, then Judy Brown. I do have to share this because it was so impactful. So she talked about, and I never thought about this.
We're good friends, by the way.
Are you? She talked about this, and she said, when you are advocating for the disabled, you need to say disabled. And see, in my world, we always were taught to not say disabled, say differently abled, and all of these things. Yes. And she said, no, you need to say disabled. And it just opened up a whole different mindset for me. So the day was amazing. It was awesome. Amazing.
I would have been there if I wasn't
engulfed
and I knew I was going to be with you today. So I really didn't want to be there to see. But,
it's okay.
It's always good to mix and be with other people that, want to share their insights as well.
Yeah.
Hello, and thank you so very much for tuning in to part 1 of a 2-part series of the A Brighter Day podcast. We thank you so very much, and don't forget to tune in to part 2.